Extreme ownership short audio summary. Responsibility changes the angle of reality. Most people think responsibility is a burden, something heavy, something you accept when there is no other option. That belief quietly shapes how they move through work, relationships, pressure, and failure. This audio series starts by turning that idea upside down. Not responsibility as guilt, not responsibility as blame, but responsibility as control. The core idea that everything else grows from is simple, uncomfortable, and powerful. On any team, in any organization, all responsibility for success and failure rests with the leader. That sentence is not motivational, it is not inspirational, it is structural. Once you truly accept it, the world looks different. Deadlines stop being unfair, people stop being the problem, circumstances stop being excuses. Not because reality changed, but because your position inside reality did. Listening to this series trains a specific mental shift. You stop asking why things happened and start asking where your ownership begins. That shift does not make life easier. It makes it simpler. And simplicity under pressure is everything. The book states it clearly. When leaders stop making excuses and take ownership of everything in their world, they can make the changes required to win. This is what you are about to learn to hear, not as a concept, but as a way of thinking. Responsibility stops being reactive, it becomes proactive, almost aggressive. You stop waiting for clarity, you stop waiting for permission, you stop waiting for perfect conditions. You begin to operate from a different angle. That angle is what this entire audio journey is built to install. Why most people know the rules and still lose. Most people already know what they should do. They should communicate better, they should prepare more, they should control their emotions, they should lead instead of complain. Knowledge is not the problem. The problem is what happens when pressure arrives. That is where theory collapses. The book repeatedly returns to one uncomfortable truth: failure rarely comes from lack of intelligence. It comes from ego, fear, and avoidance. One line cuts directly through the noise. Ego clouds and disrupts everything: the planning process, the ability to take good advice, and the ability to accept constructive criticism. Ego does not look like arrogance most of the time. It looks like defensiveness, it looks like justification, it looks like silently blaming circumstances. This audio series is designed to expose that pattern gently but honestly. You will hear why. Smart teams still fail. Experienced leaders still make basic mistakes. Motivated people still sabotage outcomes. And you will hear it without lectures. Instead, the thinking is transferred through contrast. One mindset reacts, the other takes ownership. One protects comfort, the other accepts responsibility. One waits to be understood, the other ensures understanding. This is not about becoming tougher, it is about becoming clearer. As the book puts it, implementing extreme ownership requires checking your ego and operating with a high degree of humility. That humility is not weakness, it is precision. And precision under pressure is what separates chaos from execution. How winning actually happens and why it looks boring. Most people imagine winning as intensity, urgency, constant motion. The reality described here is different. Winning is calm, structured, almost quiet. The book states, discipline equals freedom. At first that sounds like a slogan, but over time it reveals itself as a mental law. Discipline in planning reduces panic in execution. Discipline in communication reduces conflict. Discipline in thinking reduces emotional decision-making. This audio series teaches you how to hear discipline not as restriction, but as relief. You will understand why. Simple plans outperform complex ones. Decentralized teams move faster than controlled ones. Leaders who explain why outperform those who demand compliance. And most importantly, you will understand why chaos is not the enemy. The enemy is unmanaged chaos. One of the most practical ideas you will hear repeated is this: prioritize and execute. Not everything, not everyone, not all at once. Just the most important thing right now. That way of thinking is not obvious under stress, it must be trained. This is why listening matters, not once, not passively, but repeatedly until the rhythm of thinking changes. Because when pressure hits, you do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your discipline. What you will walk away with without being told what to do. This series is not designed to tell you what to do tomorrow morning. It is designed to change how you interpret situations before you act. After listening, you will notice subtle shifts. You will hear excuses earlier in yourself. You will feel ego activate faster. You will recognize confusion as a leadership failure, not a people problem. You will stop outsourcing responsibility emotionally, even when circumstances are unfair. That is the real value. The book captures this mindset with brutal honesty. If an individual on the team is not performing at the level required for the team to succeed, the leader must train and mentor them. If they don't do so, they are failing their team. That sentence applies far beyond teams. It applies to families, to businesses, to personal standards. Ownership stops being situational, it becomes default. By the end of this audio journey, you will not feel hyped, you will feel grounded. Not because problems disappear, but because you stop arguing with reality. And when that happens, progress becomes inevitable. Not fast, not flashy, but real.